All right, class.
Yes.
Let's try that one more time, class.
Yes.
All right. So what we're going to work on this morning is our patterns, okay? You can tell me one pattern we've been working on. Aiden.
Additive.
Additive pattern. Is this an additive pattern?
Yes. Yes.
It is. How do you know? Ashley.
Because it goes over and over again.
Yes, all we're doing is we're adding one triangle to each time. So what would be next in the pattern? Sydney?
3 triangles.
3 triangles, okay? Now, on your test, if I asked you, Desiree, what is the core of this pattern?
It would be triangle, circle.
Triangle, circle, okay? Very good. What's another type of pattern? That was a additive pattern, and what is another type, Ashley?
Repeating.
Repeating. Tell me if this is a repeating pattern. Thumbs up if you agree. Very good. What is the core of this repeating pattern? Aiden?
1, 2.
1, 2, okay? So that's really our focus. We're just going to work on additive patterns and repeating patterns, okay? Right now, I'm just going to make a pattern, okay, on the board. And I want you to copy exactly what you see, okay? And Desiree, I'll give you your marker back, okay? Okay. Ashley, if you want real quick, just go ahead and get another dry erase marker, okay? You need to do it as fast as you can. There you go. Okay, while we're waiting on Ashley, I want you 3 to partner up after you draw it, and I want you to write down on your whiteboard, or just circle what the core is, okay? And then as a group, figure it out if it's a repeating pattern or an additive pattern, okay? But go ahead and talk amongst each other, okay? Go ahead and teach each other. Okay, Ashley, right now we're just going to talk as a group if it's what type of pattern it is and then what the core is, okay? So go ahead and work together, okay? Work as a team. Go ahead and talk amongst each other. Just fall on theirs, Ashley. It's okay.
The core is square, circle, triangle. And then it just keeps on going until it's repeated.
All right. Class.
Yes.
Let's try that one more time. Class.
Yes. Yes.
Very good. All right. As a group, what did you guys come up with? What is the core of the pattern? Go ahead. You guys say it out loud.
Square, circle, triangle.
Square, circle, triangle. Very good. What type of pattern is it?
Repeating.
Repeating? Very good. Okay. So what I want you to do, I'm going to kind of show the camera here what we're going to do. All right. I'm going to make my own repeating pattern, okay? With these block cubes, okay? And I'm just going to do a real small one, okay?
Okay.
So we got a blue one and we got a green one, okay?
Stick them together.
What type of a pattern is this, Aiden?
Repeated.
Repeating. How do you know it's repeating? Ashley?
Because it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it's just green, blue, green, blue. Are we adding anything more to it? No. Okay, that's what I want you to do. Sydney and Aiden, you partner up real quick. And Ashley and Desiree, you partner up real quick. Give you about a minute or 2 to do this, okay? Go ahead and grab blocks and then just make a short repeating pattern, okay? And then you're going to teach each other, your groups are going to teach each other what your core is and what type of pattern it is, okay? Ready, go.
Done.
Yeah, they don't have to be very long. Yeah, so you just use like 5 or 6 blocks, okay? And stop. Okay, so put everything down on your desk, okay? Now, Aiden, I want you to describe your block pattern.
My block pattern is repeated. It goes blue, light blue.
Blue, light blue. Okay, very good. Sydney?
My pattern is not repeating, additive, and it's blue, green, blue, blue.
All right, real quick, let's look at Sydney. She went ahead and did an additive, okay? What's the core? What's the core?
Blue, green.
Blue and green, if you agree with that. And let's look at her pattern. What is being added each time?
A blue.
A blue. So what's the rule? What's the rule going to be? It goes up what? Desiree? Goes up 1 each time, right? So it'll be a +1 for your rule, okay? Desiree, what kind of pattern do you have?
Blue, green, blue, green.
And what's your core?
My core is blue, green.
Blue, green, and it's a
Repeating.
repeating. Very good. All right, Ashley.
Mine is additive. Mine is blue, green, and then you add a light blue.
Now, let's look at Ashley's. What would the pattern be? So your next one, would you add another light blue? Because you did blue and green. But you need one more color, right? You probably need your light blue. Let's just take a look, okay? So we have blue, green, light blue, and then it'd be blue, green, and then how many light blues?
2.
2. So what would your rule be? Plus what?
Plus light blue.
Or +1? Very good, okay? This is what I want you to do. Okay, can I borrow your marker real quick, Aiden? Or Sydney? That's fine. You remember yesterday on our pre-test, you had this kind of a chart. You remember that? Okay, you had 1, and then you had 5, and the story problem said something like this. Mr. H, for every person, gave 5 cookies to that person, okay? And then it asked, how many cookies would he need for 4 people, okay? So just looking at this top one right here, okay? What's our pattern? Desiree.
You add on 5 each time.
We're going to add 5 each time. Do you agree with Desiree? Yes. If you agree, give her a best 5. Okay. So what I want you to do is partner up, okay? Desiree, Ashley, Sydney, Aiden. Draw this chart, and I want to know how many cookies would Mr. H need for 2 people, 3 people, and then 4 people, okay? And then at the end, like below your chart, just tell me what the rule is for each one. Is it going to be plus, minus, what number? Okay. Go ahead and make sure you guys are working together, okay? Check each other's work. hold on 1 second, guys. Perfect. Okay, class.
Yes.
So one more time, class.
Yes.
All right. What did you get for the second one? What was yours, Sydney?
10.
10. You agree, Sydney? Yes, no? It's okay to talk. Yes, no? Very good. All right, Aiden, number 3. Or
15.
15. And Ashley, what was the last one? Look on your whiteboard.
20.
20. Okay. So on your test later, probably today, it's going to ask, what is the rule for this pattern? What's your rule going to be? Aiden.
+5.
+5. You understand how we got that? Each time we just added 5 cookies, right? So how many cookies would I need in all? How many cookies would I need in all for all 4 people? Aiden.
20.
20. Do you agree with that, Sydney?
Yes.
Desiree, Ashley? Okay, very good. Real quick, okay, before we end this lesson, okay, we only got about 2 more minutes, okay? I want you to work with a partner, okay? So you two work together, and I want you to make your own chart like this. Just make just like this, okay? And then I want you to make your own just the top number right here, okay? So let's say you had 3, 4, 5, okay? And then we have to figure out what the pattern is, okay? And the rule, okay? I'll give you about 2 minutes max to do this. Yeah, just work with Desiree, okay? And Sydney, you work with Aiden. Work together, okay? Come up with your own little rule. Make sure you're talking amongst one another, okay? Okay, Desiree, what you'll do is just leave it just like this. Okay, Sydney, Aiden, make sure you work together, okay? You're making your own, okay?
Something did.
You got about 30 more seconds, okay?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Class,
Yes.
let's try that one more time. Class.
Yes.
All right. So Desiree, what was your top number? You had 1 and 6. So just by looking at this right here, Ashley, eyes up here. Just by looking at this right here, what is our rule going to be? Aiden.
That's 6.
+6. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Very good. So each time we need to add 6. So if one person had 6, how many will 2 have? Desiree.
12.
12. And Sydney, what do 3 people have?
18.
18. And Aiden, what would be the last one?
24.
24. Very good. So each time we added 6, okay? Very good, guys. Proud of you. I'm going to have to cut it a little short because we just had a little short lesson, okay? Once I'm done recording, then we'll keep working on our lesson, okay? All right, great job. Just go back to class and Mr. P will get you set up, okay? Great job. You go ahead and just leave that stuff right there, okay? Great job. Good job. Sydney, that's okay. I'll go and pick it up, okay? Just leave it just right there. Awesome job. All right, good morning. Again, this is Scott Henderson, and this is a video on differentiated instruction. Currently, right now, we are working on repeating patterns in math. It's our Unit 12. We're just focusing on additive and repeating patterns. Some of the questions will have word problems. What I had, instead of teaching the whole class this time, I just did a small group. One was at a lower level, 2 were at a mid-level, and then 1 was at a high level. And how I differentiated the instruction was I used a whiteboard, I used manipulatives such as blocks, and then I used direct instruction to just get further practice on additive and repeating patterns. I continued a little bit just in the small group to use the whole brain instruction just to make sure I had their attention. I would have class, and then they would have to say yes before I went along with the lesson. Just real quick, let me see. Again, how I differentiated lessons with individuals or groups. Usually in our interventions, we have them broken into their current level, which is low, mid, and high. But this time I thought I'd change it up and just have one of each group. What I did is I had the higher work with the lower person to work with them on the patterns, and then I had the 2 mid people work together. Really any challenges that arose with this or planning really wasn't a challenge. We just did it a little differently. As I was saying, we had interventions twice a week where we'll just focus on our lower level, our mid level, and our high level. And the low level usually works on the previous unit because that's what they need work on. That's kind of their time to do that. The mid level usually works on our current level. And then our higher level during intervention would do an enrichment activity. For example, I would have them make their own patterns without any direction. And then they would have to come up and teach it to the class or their group exactly what they did. Or was it a repeating pattern, an additive pattern, and what was the core? And how would I change this approach in the future lessons based on what I learned? What I've really learned is during our interventions, it does work best to kind of keep them in their group most of the time. But kind of like how I did here, I think it's good where you have a low student work with a higher student, mainly when you have the whole class together. I do a lot of peer tutoring and a lot of instruction where the lower students work with the high students just to get that extra interaction, and kind of helps the higher student stay motivated and on task to help the lower student. Needs of improvement, strengths or discussion on future teaching implications. I would just say to continue to practice working with different levels of students, coming up with different hands-on activities or smartboard activities just to get them engaged in the activity and to eventually master the content. Again, this is a video on differentiated instruction, and have a good day.